Hey everybody, welcome to A Culinary Journey. I'm Luca Paris. I'm here with Darlene. How you doing, Darlene?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Awesome. Now, today, well, we're celebrating your birthday today, right?
We are.
All right. And by celebrating her birthday, we're going to make 3 of her favorite things for her birthday. What are they going to be?
Well, we're starting with lobster bisque.
Perfect. And then?
We are making cannelloni.
Perfect. And then finally?
Flaming cherries jubilee for dessert.
Beautiful. Hopefully we have all those ingredients. Well, we're going to celebrate Darlene's birthday. She's going to help cook. Actually, she's going to do everything. I'm going to leave.
Oh, no.
No? Okay. I'll stay. And we're going to make all 3 of those ingredients because Darlene's birthday and your culinary journey start now. Hey everybody, welcome back to A Culinary Journey. It's Darlene's birthday and I can't sing to you. I'm sorry.
Well, I wish you could.
Well, I can't. No, trust me. It's not like I don't want to. I can't physically sing.
Okay.
If you heard me, you know. And apparently I can't dance because people have watched me dance on this show too. But actually...
I've seen you dance.
Okay.
It's not a pretty sight.
Seriously?
Sorry, I'm sorry. Well,
we're about to make food.
Okay.
But the one thing I can do for your birthday is cook for you. So the 3 favorite things, one is a lobster bisque. It's a real simple lobster bisque we're going to make. The other one is a cannelloni. We're going to make that with a meat. It's basically manigotti or any type of filled pasta. This could make an excellent filling for ravioli as well. So we'll show you all about that.
Wonderful.
And the final thing is cherries jubilee. But we're going to start with the lobster. Right? So I need you to cut the onion. I'm going to cut the celery. And we're going to get that started. We need those. Now, some people put carrots in their lobster bisque for more sweetness. I'm not a big fan of that. I even keep them out of my bolognese as well. I just don't know why. I think it might be a little too much. But we are going to be using it in our cannelloni. Now, while Darlene's doing that, before I get to the celery, what I'm going to reserve is celery leaves because we're going to use that as a garnish onto our soup as well. And we have another little secret surprise garnish because you had this at a restaurant somewhere, and that's why you liked it so much.
absolutely.
So you're going to just do a small dice on your onion. I'm going to do a small dice or a rough dice. It doesn't really matter because we are going to puree this later using a hand mixer or a hand blender. So we'll be fine. I'm going to jump over here, Darlene. Or actually, let me move you over just a touch.
Certainly.
There you go. You move over a little bit. I move over. Then we could use this big cutting board. And
Togetherness.
Yes, exactly. So this is your second time on the show, huh?
It is.
So, and the first time, what did we make? We made
We had a
couple
blast.
of fish dishes.
We did. We made a shrimp cilantro appetizer that was delicious. Everything was healthy.
Right.
We were focusing on a healthy eating.
And here, not so much.
No.
This is
it's
just about
my
good
birthday.
stuff, right? Now, one of the things when I'm cutting the celery, I also leave the leaves in there. I love the leaves. You know, there's this whole thing about taking the leaves off, getting rid of them. I'm a big fan about leaving the leaves on because they have this little almost bitter quality, but really nice finish to everything. It's more of a depth than it is a bitterness that you're never going to get away from. So you have onions.
I have fine enough?
Yeah, it's going to be fine because, again, we're going to puree this up, so I don't mind. I'm getting my pan nice and hot. We're going to do butter in there. Once the butter melts, we'll get to the easy part of this, which is basically putting in all our ingredients. Now let's talk a little bit about lobster stock before you get to that point. Now you could go to a reputable fishmonger or a store that might sell lobster stock. There are lobster bases. They have a little more sodium. But if you're doing lobster, especially when they're in season, and you boiled off, or even if you get them already steamed, you keep all those shells. Instead of throwing them out after you've taken them apart, you've eaten them and everything like that, take all those shells that you had all the people over with. That, celery, onions, bay leaf, and black peppercorn, water until it fills it, and just let that cook. Those shells, let them cook, and you're going to make a lobster stock that looks something like this.
Oh,
It's
that's
really
phenomenal.
rich in flavor, has everything you need in there. It's absolutely wonderful. So what we're going to do is, are you going to pick up your side?
Sure.
All right, cool.
Is this all
Good
going
luck
in?
with that. Yeah, that's
Oh
going
my
in there.
goodness.
You get that in there.
Oh my God.
Good luck with
my
that.
God. Yeah,
Let's
good
see,
luck
maybe
with
that might be enough. Hold on.
Well,
No, that's good. We'll
Is
save
it
that
good?
one for later. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that'll be perfect.
Is it?
I don't know. If you want to put more, put more.
I can put more.
All right, put more. That's wonderful.
There we go. Hey.
All right. So we're going to saute down in butter our onions and our celery. If you like to put carrots, you can at this point also. Remember, you're going to be pureeing this later. A lobster bisque as a soup is supposed to not really have any meat in it. It's the lobster essence and then aromatics and flavors that create a creamy, rich bisque. You don't necessarily want to do pieces in there. And if you do, you add them in afterwards, because if you start adding in your lobster meat too early, the next thing you're going to have is just this tough, really tough lobster. And if you don't want to spend the money on the lobster itself, then you also have, because you've eaten all the lobster and you made your own stock, right?
Yeah.
What you want to do is add in maybe some diced shrimp or something like that. That works too. So we have cayenne pepper and paprika that I'm going to add to this. We're going to let that cook down with that. It's about an ounce of each. So I do like a little bit of spice at the bottom of this, and that's where that cayenne comes in. It's not going to be overpowering, but it's just going to be just that right amount of spice and flavor. Okay, a little bit of salt. Whoops. Because we need that sherry wine. Don't let that go anywhere.
Yeah, we don't want that to be missing.
Add a little bit of salt. And we got that going on. Now, while we're getting this cooking down, you know what we're going to do too? We're going to start doing our cannelloni.
Oh, great.
Now, cannelloni, you love Italian food,
Love
right?
it. Absolutely.
And cannelloni
My
is a
favorite.
blend of, so a lot of people know what manicotti are, or manicotti, whatever they call it, right? It's called manicotti, which is how it's spelled, but anyway,
Sure.
that doesn't matter. So what we're going to do is the filling, and this is a filling you could do for ravioli or anything like that. So I'm going to have you start me off with it. I need a little bit of oil first in the pan. We'll get a little, so the oil is right there. I get a couple ounces of, this is a blended oil. You can put it all, yeah?
Okay.
Because we're going to need it to get nice and hot to cook down. So now, come over here, Darlene. Check out how this is cooking down nicely.
That's beautiful.
Right? We got
The
that down?
color is right.
Right, we got this nice color. But the biggest
Gorgeous.
part, the most important part of this is the tomato paste.
Okay.
Now this tomato paste, I'm going to have you kind of mix it in there for me, because the tomato paste in and of itself is going to give it some deep richness and some flavor and sweetness as well. And then we're going to add just a little bit of sugar. So that needs to break up in there and almost caramelize with the onions and everything. That's where we're going to, we haven't even done anything yet to this. So wait till
I
we
know.
actually get cooking on
It's
this.
really looking good, though.
I mentioned a little bit of sugar. We had a little bit of sweetness and sugar just as a nice balance, right? Mm-hmm. Right, in this other pan, what I'm going to do, I'm going to start off by getting the meat in here. Now the meat in this other pan for our stuffing for our cannelloni, it's the stuffing we actually need to make a little bit ahead of time so it cools off. But we're going to sear off the meat. Then I'm going to add in some celery, carrots, and onions. We're going to bring that to the party. We're going to cook it all down, so it's really cool.
Wonderful.
I need another spoon, maybe something like, any spoon that might be right in there. We just switched spots. She's taking over.
How
from
am
me.
I know, I know.
don't even know. Let's pull it all the way out, and I'll take this one.
Great.
There you go.
Okay.
All right.
Well, you said I have to cook now. So
Yes, you do. So you're going to, all right, so Darlene, keep moving this around.
I will
Because
do
we want to
that.
cook that all the way through. We have our lobster. Now, this is pretty much done. As I swing around you, I'm going to put the last bit of this in. So right in here we have, let's go back to our stock. We have you see how that's all drying up?
Yes.
Everything, all the oil's gone, and
It
it's
looks
really drying
great.
up. It's starting to caramelize. This is where we get our base flavor. Whenever you're working with a soup and you want to get a base flavor, it's sauteing and searing the vegetables, getting all the flavor out of them so they're ready. And then what we're going to add to this, let me turn that down just a little bit for you. What we're going to add to this is a little bit of sherry wine. All right, and we'll let that cook
Beautiful.
down. So sherry wine, and you know, people who think bisques are really complicated. Who can make a lobster bisque? I mean, if you have lobsters, if you have lobster stock, especially when they get inexpensive, let's face it, up here in the Northeast,
Right, we can get it.
Oh, we could get lobster all the time.
Absolutely.
Darlene, at this point, this
Yes.
is where you want to add in your celery, carrots, and onions. All of that you have over there, you want to put right in there. And then we want to cook those down.
Great.
And then we're going to season that a little bit. So the only thing while she's cooking the manigotti, what we're going to do is she's going to cook that down. I'm going to add another ingredient to our lobster bisque, which is our stock. We got 2 quarts of stock for what we were working with, and I just put that in there. Now, here's the thing. If you were working with any type of bisque, let's go with any type. So we started with the same base. You could do a shrimp bisque because you have a shrimp stock. You could do any type of flavored seafood bisque. And then if you add some corn in there, now you have a corn bisque. Or you make it a corn stock, add some crab meat, you have a crab and corn bisque. So you have some flavor in there. So there's a lot of things. So we have 2 quarts of the lobster stock. We're going to add almost a quart of cream because that's going to give it the final resting place. Now here it is. This is our soup. We let this cook down for about 2 to 3 hours. Simmer lightly. Leave it alone. Don't go back to it. Just don't scorch it. Make sure your pan is nice. You know, the temperature is on medium. It's not boiling all over the place. Sometimes you can get it done in about an hour, but I let it go for 2 or 3 hours. Let it sit there. So we're going to let that cook down. Darlene, that looks beautiful. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick little break because while Darlene's cooking this down, we're going to come back. We'll add the final ingredients for our stuffing for our manigotti. We'll see what our soup looks like after 2 to 3 hours, which it'll cook down a lot further than this. And when we come back, we'll start rolling our manigotti. So don't go away. We'll be right back. Have fun, Darlene. You keep cooking.
I'm cooking.
All right. Hey everybody, welcome back to A Culinary Journey. It's been 2 hours now. No, it really hasn't. But we do have a switch out for the lobster that we're cooking up, and it's going to be absolutely wonderful. We'll get to that in a second. But Darlene, we're at the point where we've cooked down our stuffing, or let's just only put a pinch of this in. Okay. This is an Ariosto blend. It's a blend of about 15 different spices, and it really makes the difference when you're cooking to have a little spice blend you like, salt, pepper mix, or whatever you like. And now we've cooked down the meat, the celery, onions, and the carrots. And what else have we put in there? That's it, right?
That was it.
A little bit of oil. Now you can go to the next level with this, add a little bit of Madeira, add a little bit of wine, whatever you want to do to it. This stuffing is all about what you want to do to it. So now we need to finish this off. We need to drain it out. We need to get whatever fat's in there, still in there, get it out. We'll get it in this pan. And then Darlene's going to get to work with putting that whole stuffing together for the cannelloni. So, good job. I'll get this out of your way. Is that hot? Is that pan hot? No?
Not really, not
Either
too
that, you're just really strong. All right, on this side, while she's draining that out and then getting started, here's what the soup will look like. This is what we started with right here. Here's what the soup's going to look like when the cream reduces down. We still have the celery and onions and the big pieces in here, and we're gonna blend this soon so we now have this nice, rich, creamy soup. Now, originally, bisque started being thickened with rice. Did you know that?
I did not know
so
that.
So you actually cook rice in there, it thickens it, and when you puree the rice, it blends right in, and then you put it through a fine mesh or any type of cheesecloth, and then it's really silky smooth, but it's thick. Now, in this case, I actually like my broths and my stocks not to be overly, or my soup's not overly thick, so we didn't really do a lot to thicken this, and it's absolutely perfect the way it is, so you're gonna love it like that. All right, so you have your stuffing there. She is gonna mix in a couple of eggs and cheese. We're doing Asiago cheese, but you could use whatever cheese you like, whether it's Romano, Pecorino, or what have you. Now the eggs are going to help bind, so will the cheese. Here's my garbage can. Isn't this the coolest garbage can in the world?
It is very cool.
Like, how cool is this kitchen?
This is a beautiful kitchen. Do you want to give a plug to your...
Vermont Cabinetry. They built
Vermont
the kitchen for us.
Cabinetry.
And they did such a great job, and it's a perfect working kitchen. She likes cheese.
I like cheese.
Really? You
yes,
do like
I do.
cheese.
I told you I did.
You start mixing.
I was not kidding.
Oh my goodness, she really wasn't.
I was not kidding at all.
While you do that at the same time, I'm going to start blending away. Is that all right?
You'll see. It's going to be really wonderful.
Okay. So our soup's nice and hot.
Trust me.
I'm going to put my immersion blender in there and start blending. Now make sure whenever you're using an immersion blender, you're not doing it with a soup that could splatter out. Make sure you have enough room in your pot. And as you lift up, so will the liquid, so be very careful. I'm more interested in getting all the ingredients that are in there nice and smooth and rich. Oh, this is good. I got one. There was a big piece right there.
Looks great.
Once you puree this down, that's when you're going to get the richness together, or those vegetables become one with the lobster stock. And it all starts with good lobster stock. Take your time when you make it, or if you go buy it, make sure you get it from a reputable place, and you'll always do well. Lobster bases do work, but they do have a lot of salt in them, so you need to be careful with that. All right? How's that looking?
So now that it's all mixed.
Now that it's all mixed, what do we do next?
We are going to, you would want to let this cool a bit, right?
So
So to accelerate that, we have one that's already cool.
Do we
right?
really?
Is that right? I believe
Boy,
we
you're
do.
good at this.
I think we might have more. Yes.
All right, so you know what? My soup's ready, by the way.
And it looks exactly the same, just cooler and a little less cheese.
There you go. Well, yeah, there's going to be a little less cheese on anything you've made. Trust me.
Well,
All right, so let's get a
This is pasta.
pasta sheet. Now you can buy your own pasta sheet. You can make your own pasta sheets.
This impresses me.
My
I didn't know about this.
my grandmother would yell at me for not making my own. But for today, there's only so many things we could do in this show. So what I'll do is actually cut this into two. We're going to cut it this way because we want our manigotti to be long manigotti. Now, I want to show you something really cool.
Okay.
You have different sizes to work with. You need about enough to kind of form into almost like a smaller hot dog, whatever would be a meatball size. About the
Okay.
size that's in there, right? You're going to do that on your side.
Okay, great.
And I'll show you what we're going to do. Depending on the way the sheets are, you could have fun with these things. Now, when you're rolling this, that might be actually a little too much. When you're rolling this, you want to roll it over so it goes over once and it touches the other side. So it's gone over at least once. See that?
Okay.
And that's all I need.
And that's it. And then you cut it.
Then I cut it here.
That's
And
neat.
then I have let's shut this guy down. You guys-
Whoa.
Yeah, our soup's- that's where we're supposed to put it on a simmer. Now we have a long manigotti. We got to make sure it goes all the way over. See, right all the way over.
Okay.
Now, what's a cool thing to do, let's say you made this, right? You can now freeze these. You wrap them, freeze them individually. They'll start to stick. You can use a little bit of water right here to stick the pasta together, or a little cornstarch or a little egg wash.
Okay.
All of those. And you can make a bunch ahead of time so you don't have to worry about it.
So just make
go
sure
over
it's
once.
nice and sealed.
Yeah.
And then just cut it.
Yep, and then we'll put it right in our pan. Good job.
How simple. I
Now-
can do this. I will
Now-
be doing this.
Oh, hold on, mine's getting too away from me. There you go.
There we
we
go.
need them both in there at the same time. There, and they're staying. Perfect. Now,
There.
next thing is, what if you had like a little? Well, watch this. Watch. This is even more fun. What if you had like a little party, or you wanted to do appetizer versions?
Like
of
little
this?
raviolis?
Yeah, or you could just do little manicotti. You have half-size
Oh,
ones.
little baby ones.
Yeah, so you put two baby
This
ones.
is
in.
so darn cool.
So depending on what you wanted to do it for, you have two different ways of doing it, right? So now that, we get ourselves a little bit of red sauce. Now, the whole idea behind this dinner for you is about recreating some of your favorite meals, right?
Yes.
Is that what it was about?
Absolutely.
Yeah, those will stick together. Hold on.
There we go.
There you go. You're good. Usually you want to keep them close. Now, it's about recreating your favorite meals. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of sauce on each of these and pop them in here. When
Right in the oven?
when we return, so we have our two items. We have our soup ready. We have our manigotti ready. We're going to cook these in the oven. We need to put the whole meal together and make dessert at the same time. How's that feel?
It sounds great.
All right.
Well, I'm ready for dessert anytime.
Right,
So.
exactly. So I'll pop those in the oven. We'll clean up. When we come back, we're going to make dessert and plate everything at the same time. It's probably not what you would do if you were cooking at home, but you know we're captive here. We have to do it in a certain amount of time. And when you're going to love it, the Cherry's Jubilee, lobster, bisque, and cannelloni with two different sauces. Don't go away. We put it all together when you come back. Hey everybody, welcome back to A Culinary Journey and Darlene's birthday. Yay, Darlene, we're almost there.
We're almost there. I'm so hungry.
Oh, yeah, you are. All right, so we got a couple of things ready. You're going to help me out. Oh boy, we have so much to do and so little time. So I have the manigotti in the oven. We have our lobster bisque, which has been completed. I buzzed it up. I just checked the seasoning. You might want to check salt, pepper kind of things if you want to enhance something, whatever you want at the end. Now we're going to do a little treat for you. Because the reason why Darlene wanted to do these things, it's items that she's had at restaurants that she wanted to kind of recreate. And one of them was the lobster bisque with like a little shark crouton. That's what made her, right?
Yes, absolutely. It just sort of blew my mind.
So I'm going to recreate your shark crouton, but I'm adding something else into your little mix here. So I'm recreating crouton. I don't have a shark crouton maker, so I think I'm going to try, see if I could get it. So first I need the sides off. We'll see how close we get to that. Oh, she's bringing one here. Oh, this I did it earlier. This is my little mold. She's like, make it look like this one. All right. So we have to do, I think there's a fin up here somewhere.
Very cool.
Yeah, this is fun. So we got that, and we have to, he's got to get a little body shape to him. I think that's it. Close?
This
almost looks like orca.
I know,
Yeah,
that's
all right,
fabulous.
we're getting there. Anyway,
I'm so impressed.
The easiest way to make croutons, a lot of people do them in the oven, right? I like to pan fry croutons. And basically I get a hot pan, hot oil, and then as the oil, you don't want to make it not too hot where it's smoking to the point where it's breaking down, but hot enough that when you put it in, it's actually searing the bread. And shark going into the water. Sharks and oils don't mix.
Nice.
All right, so we're making our little shark crouton. We made one ahead of time. Now, the other thing I want to put in there, we talked about the celery leaves and how much I like them. We're actually going to create a celery salad. So what I need you to do is rip that apart. You're going to season it with a little olive oil and vinegar. We have Roland olive oil and vinegar, which is incredible. You're going to work on that over there. And I'm going to get your soup going. Let's get that into the bowl.
Wonderful.
Now remember how it started? We started with celery and onions. We put a little bit of tomato-based paste in here, some sherry, and we pureed it together, and it's nice and rich and smooth and creamy, and oh, this is good stuff. And we want to get that. That's our first course. That would be a pretty big course, don't you think?
That would be a wonderful.
Yeah, that would be a meal.
There we go.
But that's, oh, our shark, he's burning.
Oh,
Gotta
no.
save him. Oh, he's all set.
He's saved.
He's still okay. We're searing our shark. Now, what's great about doing croutons like this, and I'm actually going to do a show later on in the next couple of weeks where I'm actually going to be cooking bruschetta bread, but cooking it in a pan and then cooking cheese and putting it on top. So if you want to do creamy, cheesy croutons, it's a really cool way to do it, but I'll show you that another time. But these are our shark croutons. And you can make them in any shape. I used wheat bread to make sure they're darker. I think you did pumpernickel bread the time you did it, right?
It was
or something like that.
you have a dark pumpernickel, so that goes right on?
And yeah, that goes right on.
There it is.
There's our soup.
Oh my God.
Not bad, not bad.
Not bad
all right.
at all. That's what I remember.
Let's see how our pasta's doing. So we did cannelloni, right?
We did.
All right, let's see how those bad boys are. Get those on here. Let's shut this off because we don't want to cook them any more than we have to. We'll
that
get
looks
them
so great.
onto our plate. Now, come on, you can do it. It's hot. It's when you're doing it in front of cameras, it gets hotter and hotter. Uh-oh, a little bit ripped, but that's okay. I'll save that for later. That's okay. There we go. And now, the thing that you told me about this was it had two different sauces.
It did. It had a red sauce and a white sauce.
A red sauce and a white sauce. So we're going to add a little more red sauce over the top of it. And we heat it up, and we cooked it in the red sauce.
It's looking good.
And our dueling white sauce over here, we did an Alfredo sauce, which is really easy. Alfredo sauces can be very, very simple. And then we'll put that over the top as well. Close?
That's it.
Really?
Yes. Oh my God.
Oh, come on.
It's bringing back memories.
Nice. Wish we had more cheese, but you used it all, right?
Yes, I used all the cheese. But that's how we ended up with it in the cannelloni.
Right, it was all in the cannelloni. So in the
cannelloni.
And that stuffing, what's great about that stuffing is how easy it is to do a ravioli stuffing or any other type of stuffing that you might want to do. All right, final piece to this. What do you think it is?
Cherry's Jubilee.
Cherry's Jubilee, yay.
Oh my God.
Now,
Yay, isn't
I
it?
have, most Cherry Jubilee call for a Bing cherry. I buy frozen cherry, so you could buy a frozen Bing cherry, or you could buy yourself Black Forest. These are Black Forest cherries. They
Really?
come, and when you defrost them, they get all this great juice.
May I try one?
Yeah,
Am I allowed?
go right
I
ahead.
just want to find out what that's
Hopefully
black.
there's no pit in there. No pits? Good.
Oh my God.
Because that would be no fun.
This is-
And we'll make a quick version of Cherry's Jubilee.
Okay.
Now, the two things I have the reserved cherry juice, right? And then a little bit of orange juice, because you want to give it that kind of balance of flavors. All right, we're just going to make a little bit here. And then I have my cornstarch. Now, the cornstarch is a thickening agent, and the way it works is we're going to create a slurry. We're adding the cornstarch to the juices we have, and your job is to make sure that cornstarch is totally incorporated.
Will do.
I am, on the other side, going to take my pan, right? I'm going to add my cherries that have a little bit of juice in there and start just warming them up. Now, there's a million different recipes, and trust me, if you went to the original recipe, this has a little variation, but I wanted everyone to see something quick they can do at home, and it wouldn't take a lot of time or effort.
So this sugar?
We're going to add some sugar to that, right? So we have sugar. We have, is that incorporated?
Very incorporated,
Now let's
fully.
let our cherries
Juice go.
get nice and hot.
Okay.
Because when we work with a slurry, hot items, cold slurry, works well. Something like the way a roux would work. You always want to do.
Okay.
So we're creating a cold slurry that we're going to add to this hot dish. And then what else are we going to do to it?
We're going to flambe it,
I hope
right?
so.
So we need some kind of, I would imagine, a liqueur or something to make it flambe. Okay.
Exactly.
Great.
So, okay, add your slurry in. We're going to get that nice and thick and rich and yummy, like an incredible ice cream. Let's see if this will work. Nope, we're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. All right,
Ooh.
two things I want to add. Kirsch, which is a what?
A cherry liqueur.
Cherry liqueur.
Okay.
We'll just add a little bit of kirsch. But first we want to make sure this all cooks together nicely. So we have orange juice. We have the cherries. Look at that. They're all cooking down.
That looks beautiful.
Right? We're going to add a little bit of our cherry liqueur. I don't know if we're going to get a flambe on this bad boy. But we'll find out. We'll get it nice and hot. So now that's really rich. It's almost like what we're almost making to what I would consider a cherry pie. If you let the cherries even break down more, you create this amazing kind of cherry pie feel. All right, wait, let's loosen this up a little bit. So we've got to get some more liquid in here. Ooh, this is going to be good.
That is
All right.
looking amazing. Look at how that's like,
And then finally,
Wow.
this is a new liqueur I found. It's got lemon and honey in it. It's an old world Spanish liqueur. That's
Really?
incredible. And we're going to give that a nice dose in there. And I don't know if we're going to get a full flambe on here, but that's okay. It doesn't really matter. Nope, maybe? There we
oh,
go.
there it goes.
More of it went inside. But we're going to let that now cook down. While that's cooking down, what do you need to get me?
You need ice cream.
Yeah,
Oh,
go
can't
get
do
me
this
some
without
ice cream. All right, she's going to get the ice cream. Those are our three choices.
So our ice cream came from Walpole Creamery.
Walpole Creamery, which is right not too far away from where we're filming.
Nice
which
local
is pretty
place.
awesome and yummy and delicious. And they use incredible products.
That's looking so amazing.
So this is cooked down. I mean, I made it really fast and really thick and gooey. You could do it even lighter and take a little less time if you want, but I wanted to do it nice and quick because I don't want to wait for this.
No.
How much ice cream are you putting in there?
Is that enough? Well, I don't know how many people are going to want to eat ice cream.
No, it's just us.
Oh, it's just
Yeah,
that.
no, it's
Ooh,
nobody
okay.
else.
Okay.
And then we'll put our cherries on the side
Look
of
at
that.
that.
All
Okay.
right?
That's gorgeous.
Yeah, now we got all those
my
flavors.
God.
You almost could smell a little bit of that lemon, that honey, all those other flavors from the Liqueur 43. And I think we made your birthday dinner.
I think we did it.
Yeah, and I want to put a little bit more of the celery leaves on there.
There we go.
Hide the shark. All right, what are you going for first? Soup?
Yes, I'll
You
try
go
to
for
see.
soup
Okay,
first. I'll go
okay.
for ice cream. All right,
Okay.
happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure. I hope you had a good time. We had a blast, and I'll see you guys next time on A Culinary
God.
Journey. Good stuff?
Wonderful.
All right.
Thank you.
You're just saying that, but that's
No,
okay.
it's wonderful.
It's because it's true.
It is wonderful. Thanks. Wow.